July 13th, it's 7:30 p.m. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know you're here. I know it's been a minute. Last week there was internet issues. So long story short, Shaw came out to fix our TV. Our cable was glitching and the sound was cutting out, and when they came to do that, they cut my business internet. So it's been a bit of a process. I see people are joining. Let me know that you can hear me. I see a message from Melanie. Yes, I'm live. It's been a while, I know. I know you can't see my hands yet. I have a bunch of stuff to show you, and one of them is this, without the glare, hopefully. Remember, a couple weeks ago I showed you my swaps, and this was my swap, the one I created. And I asked if you would be interested in seeing how I made this. And it was a yes. So I'm going to show you a couple of things, and then we're going to make that. You will have a couple of options to make, but let me switch this around. Hi Linda, hi Roz. This thing is gonna pop right out. I can just feel it. Oh, it's going back. That's not what I want. And of course, you can't, you cannot fix it when you are live. So there is my iPad. Sorry, bear with me for just a second. I wish that I could, there we go. I wish that I could adjust this while you weren't seeing it. But there is unfortunately not a way to do that. And I thought I had it all sorted out, but you know me. I was thinking before I went live, if this pops off again, it's just going to stay off. You know Pigpen from Peanuts, like Charlie Brown? There's a woman at work. I have nicknamed her Shit Show. Pardon the language. She has a mug that says, "Welcome to the Shit Show." And I said, you know, she's like Pigpen. That's just her name. I want to change my name to that, because seriously, that's what it feels like. Oh, you have me on your big screen. That might not be good. My skin's not getting any better. Okay, so a couple things. I don't have my host code scrolling around the bottom, but if you recall, I said in my, I don't know why I'm looking at the time, I shared that if you purchase $60 or more with me this month, not only will you get celebration rewards, you are gonna get a card kit with a tutorial to make 4 cards. Guess what I finally designed? My 4 cards. So these are, I love them. They are, hello face. I wish that I could see, if you're watching me in my Facebook group, which is great. Unfortunately, it doesn't say your name. So whoever just said hello from hot Saskatoon, let me know who you are. It's super hot here too. I went out for lunch and I sat in the sun, and it was just like hot and sweaty the rest of the afternoon. It was gross. Okay, this could take all night if I keep talking. So I chose a few of my favorite bundles or sweets. I'm sorry, my nails are peeling. I went to get lint off of my dress today, and it peeled my thumbnail off. And then of course, I mean the polish, not my nail. I couldn't stop picking. Okay, so I chose a few of my favorite sweets, bundles, and I used celebration paper. So you are going to get everything you need to make these 4 cards. So this one, all but one are a fun fold too, and they're not hard. I crack you up. Well, at least there's something, right? Okay, so the gnomes. So this is all die cutting. The only stamping you would have to do is this. And if you don't have the Kindest Gnome stamp set, don't worry, you can use something else. But look, I've got the timber embossing folder on here. So you close it, open it up. Woo! This view isn't doing it justice, because look at all that. Look how much of the DSP you get to see. Felt like a shame to cover that up, but initially I had this part open and there was too much going on. So you get the color scheme there, and then you open it up, over love and warmth. You have so much room to write. Okay, so that's Kindest Gnomes, and this is all the Rings of Love DSP, all of it. So here is the Splendid Day, I want to say. I actually just got this bundle because people are doing such amazing things with it. I'm going to go all squirrel on you. I still want to show you my swaps, but like I said, shit show. I'm sorry if that offends anyone, but my business name is Stamped AF. So not only is the AF my initials, it's also a popular phrase, kind of. Like it's hot AF. You can fill in those blanks. So I have so much going on. I've got product shares that I have to get done. So I'm thinking I'm going to take Friday off and get that done. I've got festivity delivered that I need to prep. I've got my Craft and Connect using the cup of tea. 3 of the 4 cards are designed, and then I'm going to hustle to get that done. But I'd love to show you everything. I just can't. So for this splendid day, I know you've probably seen so much on it. But here is, I love this. It's so simple yet so gorgeous. Love all that stamping in the back. And then this one and the DSP. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. Like, look at that. Metallic. And then there's the other one. And I cased the layout of this one for something else. So that is that. I've got these all organized in order of the catalog, and like I said, I would love to be able to go through it tonight, but I got so much to do. Okay, so we've got sending hugs. We've got, I used the new leaf fall embossing folder on there. I'm not sure you can see much of it, but it's got the little leaves. Thank you so much. I'm guessing that's probably Melanie that just shared the host code. These I die cut using basic white. I'm sorry if it was someone else, but I'm guessing it's probably Melanie. Colored these all, so all that die cutting would be done for you, and you're just going to color them. Got the tag, sending hugs, and then on the inside, much love. Look, beautiful scripty font. It's going to take me all night just to show you these, isn't it? So we've got fall. I mean, this could be a sympathy card. This could be for anything. And then we've got one that's maybe a little more Christmassy. And it's a fun fold, but look at all those beautiful poinsettias. So this is the cottage wreath bundle. We've got the bow and the holly. I used the new sentiment stamp set. What's it called? Very best occasions. I keep wanting to say very rare. So with a little more sparkle and a little less stress, let's make this Christmas the very best. I might go over that with my Stampin' Write marker because it's not all that dark, but so pretty, so much room to write. It can be tricky to get this one to stay flat, but it will definitely fit in an envelope and would settle down that way. And then, as if I had enough trouble picking a favorite, I think this one might be it. So Evening Evergreen. This is using the, I'm sorry, there are so many new stamp sets, so many new names, annual, mini. It is called Window Wishes. And let me show you the card that pushed me over the edge to get this bundle. Look at that gorgeous vellum. And then similar idea, she's got this fold. So that is what I did here. So we've got some of the new glimmer paper. This is Evening Evergreen. I stamped the candles and did some gold flames. Die cut a wreath, and I just embossed that to have a little bit of pattern. Glimmer paper bow, and my walls were looking a little too plain. It looked elegant but plain, so I added some dots. And then look, so when you close that, you can see all these houses in the background. Because, well, I love this. I feel like something could have been there. And then we've got May your days be happy, your heart be light, your Christmas merry, and the new year bright. This thing is going flying again, so off it goes. And then I put a little strip of the DSP, and then this, I will tell you, I screwed up. I did not get my alignment quite right, so I wanted it all stamped lightly, but it worked, right? Hi, Linda. Hi, Kim. Okay, so those are the 4 cards that you will get the tutorial for if you place an order, a $60 or more order using my host code. I don't remember where that one went in the order, but do you like them? If you do, which one's your favorite? I don't know if I can pick one. I don't think I can. I don't think I can speak either, but I have a super cute little set that's coming out on my blog tomorrow. I'd love to be able to show you, but I will share it to Facebook and Pinterest. Adorable little celebration set. This was another card that I made using the Kindest Gnomes and the ringed, I want to say ringed with fire, but that sounds painful, doesn't it? Ringed with love is the DSP. Ringed with, oh, what are you called? Ringed with nature. I'm telling you, my brain is on overload with all of this new product, all of these names. This dimensional will not stick to save my life, its life. My little stunned acorn, how cute. And then, not crazy about the beard. It doesn't look great in there, but I was trying to do cards where you didn't need to have the bundle to be able to do it, but this one, just a bonus card. Okay, so let me get on with the show. Snowman Magic. So we are going to recreate this card, but I'm going to use Balmy Blue this time. You don't need a lot to make this card. You need a basic white thick top folding card. We're actually going to use it. The fold is going to be the bottom. We need a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch piece of cardstock. We need a clear envelope, which I will grab in a minute. And if you see this one here, I use the new Charming Landscapes embossing folder. I use this one that has like the houses on the back, which to me this one looks like a hat with a face. So we could use that one. I'll put them here. They might be, well, I don't know. I don't know if you can see them. So if you want this one, say the little village. If you want this one, which is, what can I put in front of here that will make it easier to see? Does that, it's kind of too light. I would think the black would help, but then you get the glare. So this is just a little mountain. So village, mountain. We've got the snowflake wintry one from last year. Hi, Kathy. And then we have the whimsical woodland. So this one has a whole bunch of trees. So let me know, village, mountains, woodland, or snowflakes. And I can't do much while I'm waiting for that, but I will grab my clear envelope. We are going to use these fancy sequins. Can't remember what they're called because I did not make an embellishment label. Look at my embellishment thing, is all empty. So many little spaces. If you have been wondering, I haven't gotten them ready yet, but not this one. The mini catalog DSP sampler sheets are ready. The DSP cases are ready. I will be loading those as soon as I get 5 minutes to myself. Not happening. Melanie and I were sending messages back and forth, and she was asking if I was going to be able to do something. I'm like, I need more hands and more eyes. I just can't do everything I want and need to do in the day. I just can't. Work is getting in the way. Okay, so we've got 2 votes, 3 votes for woodland. The bowler hat house, I love it. That is cute. That's exactly what it looks like, isn't it? Bowler hat house. Okay, well, it looks like woodland is leading the way. What was I going to get from back here? I am also going to bring in another bundle. My brain's done, everybody. My mouth is done, my brain's done. I'm done. Also going to have a very cute card coming up in a couple of weeks using this bundle, part of the Global Stampin' Video Hub. It's already designed, can you believe it? Designed, I just have to film, edit, upload. No big deal, right? Okay, so it's looking like woodland. Yep, I don't even think any of the other ones got a vote, so put those away after. So what we need to do, we've got our clear envelope. We are going to pop this in there. I am scared that I'm going to miss a step because honestly, it's been a week and it's only Wednesday. But I have Mondays off in the summer, so it's like, what day is today again? It's awesome, but the week goes very quickly yet very busy. Okay, so we're going to use these Balmy Blue ones in the package of these, which are in the annual catalog. I want to say they're fancy sequins for everything, because we've got the sequins for everything, which come in 4 different colors. I want to say those ones are fancy ones. They come in pink, blue, and green. So Balmy Blue, Mint Macaron, and Blushing Bride. They're all very beautiful. Like this is the Blushing Bride version. You can't see a ton of them in the front, but there's little bits of gold. There's like iridescent ones. So much fun. And then I've got a piece of basic white so that we can stamp our trees and our house. I've got some puff paint on there. Who else is thrilled that that is back? So I was trying to save at least a little bit of time. So this frame is from the Snowman Magic set. So when I created my swaps, everything is either from Snowman Magic or Sweet Gingerbread. They make a wonderful pair. They are not like a suite of products, but they go so well. So this is the frame. It's still got a little bit of Balmy Blue. It's a beautiful size. It's not quite a border. It's like an inside border. It's not a full border. Okay, now what we need to do is our card base is upside down. So our score line is actually back here at the bottom. Well, here at the bottom. So what we need to do is to emboss this panel, we need to turn our card upside down, and what would be upside down on the front is what we're going to do. So kind of audition how your trees are going to look. Like say you want this one in there, make sure that you don't go like right to the edge. Just kind of move it around and see where you're comfortable with it. Try not to go over the edge. It's not the end of the world if you do. You don't really want to leave a gap, but if we put some snow down there, it's not a big deal. So I'm just going to emboss this quickly. I've got stuff everywhere. I am at the point where I almost need another room this same size. I'm sorry, I'm using my electric die cutting machine. I can't do the manual. I've been doing so much that I can't. So that is the sound that you hear. Okay, so there is our card. We need some tear and tape or some Stampin' Seal Plus, something very strong. I'm actually going to use, watch, I'm going to run out. I actually had some luck using Stampin' Seal. I could not believe it. You don't want to use seal. It would not be strong enough because you need this to stay closed. Now, before we close it, I need to do 2 things. Hello, Mary. Hi, Megan. Hi, Hope. Feline. So happy to virtually see you all. I know I wasn't, oh, sorry. I made that a little bit smaller, didn't I? I don't know how I did that, but I don't, oh, I just dragged it. Silly me. Okay, so we can't close this yet. What we need to do is put our little bits in there. And usually I would, oh, let's use a spoon. We'll use a spoon. I know my hair is a mess. I had a headband in and it just kept flying out. I had plastic one that I was wearing last week and it broke while I was wearing it. I heard this little, not that sound, a little crack, and I'm like, oh, there went my hairband. That is a lot. Okay, now I am going to, there's one step that I have found because I've made a number of these. The first person that I saw do this was Patty Bennett, and she cased a woman that she saw on Instagram. I do not remember the woman's name on Instagram, but Patty was the one that brought this to the Stampin' Up! World. So one thing that Patty shared, and I have found it to be an amazing tip, is before you peel the release paper from the clear envelope, use some transparent tape. This is gloss finish transparent tape. If you use Scotch tape, like the Magic It's not transparent, it's like opaque. That is not quite long enough, and I got my fingerprints all over it. If you use the glossy stuff that is highly fingerprintable, it is invisible if you do it right. Wax my fingers. It's because I have a fan over here, because I can't do anything or be anywhere without a fan these days. So tape that closed, and then you are guaranteed to have your shaker bits stay in there. They're not going to come out and then come out of your card. Now, if you have a little bit of overhang, just trim that. Ooh, we have lucky number 18. You know, it's funny, when I first started, all I wanted was people watching, and it gets to be a numbers game. And I think because my people have found me. You are my people. To me, it's not so much about having a huge amount of people watching. It's having people that come back, and it's the community part of it, right? Like, okay, so we have 18 people. You know what? You're all 18 amazing people. Okay, so I can't stress this enough. Make sure that you put it on the right way. So dry fit it before you peel that adhesive. We want to be able to see the trees. This is the front, this is the right side of the die. So now what we can do is we are going to close that, but I want to put just a little bit more Seal Plus on here, which could be a little tricky now that I've embossed it, but I just know I'm going to run out. Because right now all my adhesive is on the back side. Let's use some tear and tape. And you really cannot put too much adhesive on these types of cards. My biggest fear is that I send someone a card and it falls apart. So if you're at all concerned, really adhesive it up. I'm a train wreck. Naked, well, partially naked nails. Hair looks a mess, but I'm wearing a dress. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so we're going to pull this release paper. I'm just holding that in place. We will push that down, and if you would like to be overly cautious, I mean, I don't think there's such a thing with this card, we'll put another piece of tape to keep that down. And now, I'm worried I'm forgetting something. Now we're just going to close it. So you can see I have a tiny bit of a gap. If that happens, you can just add ribbon. I actually didn't for this one because I managed to get them nice, but this isn't a super thick card. Other than these pearls, which add quite a bit of dimension, this is almost a flat card. So even like that, it's beautiful, right? Now, before I go too much further, I'm going to put a sentiment on the back, and I just love, 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 love this one. It's the most magical time of the year. Now, we could have done this before we did our embossing on there, but one, I didn't want my ink to smudge, and two, I kind of like doing it in this order to know that I'm not stamping it in the wrong place. I mean, we don't often use a card base upside down, right? If you are concerned about getting a good impression, you can use your Stamparatus, but pretty darn good. I love the mixed font, that little snowflake in there, so pretty. Okay, so that is the card base. You could plop a snowman on there and be done with it. Like we've got, I know you probably can't see it as well as I can, but we've, oh, it looks better up on the TV than it does in my phone viewfinder. Isn't it pretty? Those sequins. Okay, so I don't know if we'll see. What time is it? We're doing okay. I am going to stamp all my little parts and pieces. Now, when I did this on all my swaps. I did 25 of them, I think. Stampin' Up! Actually filled in the little dots, the mouth, the eyes, the nose, and I'm like, no way am I filling those in. So my snowman's a little weird. is what it is. And then I got my little bunny. But I want to show you this house because it's just so stinking cute. I used it on an upcoming card that was really cute. And this set has the cutest fence. I was thinking about using it on my project for tomorrow, but we were focusing on Celebration, and I thought, you know, I'm going to use as many Celebration items as I can. And I ended up using 1, 2, 3, 4? At least 4. I'm pretty proud of myself. And I cannot wait for you to see this project. I want to hear your thoughts on this project. Balmy Blue. So we are going to go with the same, well, not the same colorway as this, but we're going to stick with our blue tone theme that we got going. Boy, the words are hard. I feel like there's something else I should be sharing, but I think I probably shared enough. We did find out that the, what are they called? The note cards that are part of Celebration have run out in North America. So if you were looking for those, unfortunately, they are gone. All of Celebration is while supplies last. So if there is something that you want, do not hesitate. I'm thinking we're going to use the Stamped Off because that seems really dark. Also, to me, that looks like another face. Who's an enabler? Me? Oh, love it. Okay, Megan, I'm going to add this, but I don't know if it's going to be long enough. I think it cuts off. So Megan said I wasn't going to get any Xmas stamps this year, but you were pushing my thought of getting the gingerbread set. Oh, it did continue. Let's do the windows. I'm not going to do the outline. This has a little door and it has some windows. What color should we do the door? Should I do it stamped at full strength? You know what? I'm just going to do it. I don't even remember what it was that drew me to this set. I thought it was so cute and it pairs so well with this little snowman bundle. I am, however, disappointed that we have another gingerbread set that doesn't actually have gingerbread people. Like, what? I want like cute little gingerbread people. Do you remember the bundle from years ago? I don't know how many years ago, but the little gingerbread that had the coordinating punch, which is like in super high demand. Like if you ever see it on eBay or anything, it's ridiculously priced. I want something like that. I'm going to use Pool Party for the windows because it just feels right. Even though I've got my Balmy Blue, windows are still going to be Pool Party. This is a little more difficult to do with my head where it is and my camera. I mean, usually I wouldn't have my phone in the way. My head is always where it is, but in the clouds. We are, oop, there's one little heart. Before I put this away, the heart is from the Snowman set. It is this tiny little heart, and this Snowman set has so many great little accessories, clothing, and I mean the bunny honestly is what sold me on this one. It's so cute. Okay, trees. Let's do mint macaron, I think. Or should I do soft succulent? Let's do soft succulent because that actually looks like mint macaron. I'll do 2 trees, and both sets have cute little trees. The snowman one has 3 that look kind of bare. This one has 2 that are not. Hope says I've sold her on these 2 sets. You know what? Sample sell. I know that sounds so salesy, but think about every time that you've gone through the catalog and it's like, meh, meh. And then you start seeing people use it and it's like, oh. Like I myself have been caught so many times by samples you see something, you end up making one project with it maybe, but you had to have it for that thing. So I want to keep giving you inspiration on how to use these sets. But this one could go well beyond Christmas. I am going to use this. I get to the end of these lives and I'm like, oh my God, I've just yacked for like an hour. This is the cutout from my little snowflake thing, so I will do my roof from there. What else do we have? There are 2 tree dies, which is awesome. You saw that I stamped that one farther up. I wasn't thinking about how close it was to the house. Now, do you want to see the puff paint and the pearls? I put the new, what are they called? I swear I'm not a complete idiot, but this is a lot of product in a matter of 2 months, so my brain isn't there yet. Pearlized enamel effects. Do you want to see that? And the puff paint. I can do that. It just means that I'm going to have to use my heat tool, and it also means that once I do that, I can't move it around. Okay, so we got that. There is this cute little snowbank die in the gingerbread. Do you see why these two match so well? You can just mix and match. Like this one has it's got stars and trees and the hat and scarf. There's the face upside down for the snowman. So many cute things. I am not entirely sure. So true. I love to see what others, right, Diane? I mean, there are so many times when you see someone do something, it's like, oh, why didn't I think of that? And I'm really hoping that the project I show you tomorrow is going to be one of those. Now, I will tell you, I did see the idea from someone else and cased it and made it my own, but I think when you see it, you're going to be like, oh, I hope you love it as much as I do, because seriously, I can't stop looking at it. Okay, well, I go and die cut these. Tell me which snow you want. Do you want the flocked? And this is the new snowflake vellum. It is stunning. Do you want flocked or do you want the iridescent? You ponder that. This is mint tape. So it's from scrapbook.com, and I'm finding I love it so much more than the yellow tape. It is... Yellow tape is like super sticky. You have to remove some of the adhesive. This is just, it's like Post-it paper. And actually, I have the cutest little paper. This is Brutus Monroe. Kathy Zielski used it one time, and I'm like, oh, it's a rainbow and a cloud, and it's tape. And it's like washi. It's so not sticky. But loving both of these. The yellow tape is great, but it leaves too much sticky residue. And I know they're not Stampin' Up, but Stampin' Up does not carry every single thing. And I was really getting tired of washi tape. And these can be used more than once, but they can't be used a ton. Like they will wear out, especially because they're not super sticky. But I have yet to see this tape pull up cardstock. Like the last thing you want to do is you've gone through the trouble, you've stamped it, and I mean we've done 1, 2, 3, 4 stamps on here plus the house. Last thing I want to do is put it through my die cutting machine and have it get wrecked. So I am loving this tape for that. Got one more tree. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. I don't know why I just put that die away, probably so that I don't lose sight of this one. And Stampin' Up, I think, has been listening because they are giving us multiple dies. So something like this, you can cut out more than one tree. You can cut out more than one of these little candies. I think, oh, more like 2 of the windows. You've got 2 of these little gumdrops. It's awesome because the less you have to put through your machine, the better, right? Okay, so what did, Kim, I am using the Vagabond. It's just kind of out of the view here. It's on a rolling cart. I don't know that you can see it even if I, like it's right here. But I also have a Sizzix switch. was not cheap. If I could go back, I wouldn't buy it, but it also means that when I am doing my prep in the living room, I don't have to move my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and destroy my arms, because seriously, I've got some arm issues. It's not that it's super hard to do, it's just that when you're doing it so many times, it takes its toll. So I used to have to unplug this one and take it in the living room, get an extension cord, plug it in, bring it back, blah, blah, blah. So now this switch, which is probably about that big, it's kind of like a nice little curved square. It almost looks like a piece of, like, it's like an accessory in the living room. It doesn't look like a die cutting machine. I don't leave it plugged in, but I could. And then when I do something like, say, festivity delivered, because I'm prepping 15 kits for each, 4 cards, 2 of each, times 15. So I'm gonna be busy, and I need to get that done this weekend so that they're out in the mail. I can sit in the living room and do that and not be standing and away from the family. It is awesome. Okay, so there's our little roof. I really feel that the house is not complete until that roof is on there. Got a very blue house. What did we decide? Flocked? Hi, Paula. Hi, Margine. You are most welcome. The reason I chose the Vagabond over Gemini, because I did have one of those at one point, was the Gemini is so dang loud. Dave goes to bed and I'm like, well, now I can't do any die cutting. And it drove me crazy that it would just, like, when it was done, it would kind of sit there. Now the Switch does the same thing. But it's unlike the Vagabond. In the Vagabond, you have to sit and press the button as it goes through, and if you want it, you got to switch it back, and I mean, you have to be holding it for it to work. With the Switch, I can load it, and I've got it is large, so I can do, you can see I've got a number of things on there. So I'll show you a swap card that I did, and the number of times it went through the machine was so much less because I could fit so much more on the plate. And then when I have a border that I want to do that doesn't fit within the 6-inch confine, I can do it on there. So I know it's not Stampin' Up. It seems weird, but we do what works, right? Okay, it looks like the flocked one, so I don't need to do the whole thing. Let's just trim this down to 4 1/4. Yap, 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 right? I'm going to just cut this down. And the Switch is actually a lot quieter, even quieter than the Vagabond. I do use this when David goes to bed because it's like, you know what? If you're going to go to bed so early, sorry, but I got stuff to do. So you can see I'm not far away at all. Maybe at the end I will take my camera off the mount and show you my little setup here. It's nothing fancy, but it works for me. And you might have noticed I held up my magnetic plate. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up! Has discontinued it again because it didn't quite meet their standards, which is admirable, but it sucks. Mine is still working okay. It sounds like, oh, it's starting to come apart. So that's why they discontinued it, is they will not stay together. The more you use it, the more it comes apart. I'm loving my magnetic plate. Okay. Should we do a snowman? I almost think a Yeti would be cute on this. Have you seen Yeti to Party? Maybe I will leave it critterless, no snowman, no Yeti, and just have the house that is the star of the show. I'm not going to put this whole thing on here, so let's just take a little bit. And how did I adhere it? I am thinking I just used a little bit of liquid glue. I find that if I press it down right away, give it a good burnish, it's almost invisible. I still find it incredible that after all these years of crafting, there's still not one adhesive that is completely invisible with vellum. How is it? How's it not possible? Okay, so if you give it a burnish, you might be able to see just a tiny bit, but there's also embossing in behind, so it's going to cover up that. Like, these lines that you see are not my adhesive. That's actually the embossing from this tree. Okay, I asked a question. Do you want to see the pearlized effects and the puff paint? I feel like I kind of should if I'm not doing a critter on the front. But this just goes to show that if you want to have a winter scene like this, it doesn't have to have a snowman or a yeti. Like, it doesn't, you don't have to cute it up. It's already cute. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this. This is still Tombow green glue. I just was having trouble using it from the tube. Okay, so we're going to put it over here. Close that. Make sure that you like the way it's looking. I'll put one tree and then two trees. Both, please. You got it. So the pearlized paint I will do second, because every time I have used it, I have shockingly put my fingers in it somewhere and made quite the mess. So it does come in white, real red, and black, and they are beautiful. I've used the real red twice, and both times smeared the heck out of it. So you honestly have to be, it has to be the last step, and you have to be able to walk away. Don't mess with it. Okay, I feel like I need another snowbank in there, but we're gonna call that good. I've got a lot of shaker in this one. These, now, like I said, I was making 25 of them. Like, I had to kind of, what's the word? I can't think. I had to ration. Okay, so with the Snowfall puff paints, this is actually the bottle that I had from, was it 2 years ago? And all you have to do is give it a good shake. I would suggest getting your heat tool at the ready. So I'm going to heat it on low. You can scorch this stuff very easily. You can overdo it, and that scorches it or flattens it. So it's a very fine line. So it will come out as a liquid. We're going to put a little bit on the chimney, and then we'll put a little bit right here to cover our vellum. My tree doesn't want to stay. So this is still on the low setting. I know it takes patience, but it's better to let it go slow. Okay, now that one's kind of semi-solid. I'm going to hit the stuff on the bottom just so that it doesn't run. I was going to say, I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to do this, but there is a wrong way. If you heat it on high and you overdo it, you can burn it. And then, maybe it's too far away, can you see it starting to puff? And you can layer it. So if we decide that this isn't quite enough, I can add a little bit more. Do you see it puffing? So cool. So I like to keep my heat tool moving. I'm going to have to re-glue that tree. The heat tool has lifted my glue. Okay, and then we'll do that chimney. I need you to remind me that when I do my pearl paint, not to close the card. I know that seems obvious, but seriously, memory of a goldfish. Okay, so we'll put more on this side. The heat tool is what makes it puff. It's magic, kind of like embossing. I don't know how it works, it just does. Do you see it? I hope, well, you'd see it if I wasn't covering it with the heat tool, right? Now the unfortunate thing is I am warping my card just a little bit, so I'll put it under something heavy to get it flat again, but it's not really something I could do before now anyways. So this is another reason I'm using my low heat setting, is that I don't want warping. And even when I'm embossing, I will heat it on high. See, it's kind of warped. I will sit some of my H blocks on here to kind of let it get back into shape. But even when I'm embossing, I heat it on high and then set it on low. A lot less warping. Okay, now I'm going to close it and show you what it looks like so that when I put the pearl paint on, I don't forget. Okay, so adorable little shaker card. You can put something on the front or you can leave it. You can see the difference between the two. That is the puff paint. I would suggest giving this a good little shake as well. And it might be a good idea to start it off of your project. You don't want to get like an air bubble that wrecks it. Look how pretty. And if you don't have this, focus. If you don't have this and still wanted something pearl, you could use pearl embellishments or maybe the iridescent pearls. Or, yes, that's what I'm thinking. These ones. So pretty, right? And then there's no drying time. But when I did my swaps, some of them I put at the line of the little scallop and some of them I put in between. Maybe I'll put these ones in between so you can see the difference. See, still got an air bubble. You're just going to give it a tiny little squeeze and it will settle down. It'll kind of flatten so that it is a circle instead of the ice cream point that it has right now. It looks like a DQ cone. See? So pretty. I could put either. I can't close this now. I may put something really heavy on this, but not till my pearl dries. Usually what I would do is when I'm trying to flatten something, I will put it right now I don't have full shelves because the annual catalog is on the top and the second, and then I've got the mini down there. So none of my shelves are packed right now. That will change. And then I would just put it in between there and the pressure of those stamps will flatten it. Let me show you. Oh, it's right here. Oh, I could also do a penguin. This is the Yeti. He is really big for this, but it could work. We could also just put part of it. But I'm going to give you, because I've already gone over, now I know that there are other people that usually go live on Wednesday nights that aren't live tonight, so that is awesome. But I'm going to go through my swaps very quickly because I can't really do anything with this card anyways. But I hope that those of you that wanted to see this have gotten what you need. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. This was so much fun to make, even 25 of them. Before I forget, I'm going to show you the swaps that I got, and I'm going to show you the one that I made. So I was in 2 swaps for the mini. So some of these you might have seen, some maybe not. So if you were saying some and so much, could you put the mini cut and emboss across the 2 blocks? I probably could. That is genius. Can I reach that far? My microphone cord is not long enough. I don't know who that was that said that in the Facebook group, but you're a genius. Thank you. Now oh, they're a little too short. I could stack, I'll find something else to stack there without smearing my pearls. Okay, so some of these you might have seen, some maybe not. This is the candy cane bundle. I'm not going to go through the catalog and show you because you've probably seen them all, right? It was very much an assembly line. So die cut all 25 of the snowflake frames, stamp and die cut all the houses. I actually did use my scan and cut for the bunny. Very little coloring, just the cheeks. Same thing for the trees. Embossed all the card bases, put my sentiment there, and that was to cover the fact that I got a line because this is only a 3-inch wide folder. So yeah, but beautiful, right? Toot my own horn. Okay, so candy canes. Oh man, I wasn't gonna bring the catalog out, but my memory is garbage. Okay, so this way you'll get the right names, because you can't order what you don't know, right? Okay, Sweetest Christmas. So it is the Sweet Candy Canes bundle is this one. That's one. Now I don't have something from every bundle. Can't wait to get this spruced up bundle. It's almost like cookie cutter. Like so cute. You've got the outline and the fill. Just love it. Okay, so there's that one. And nothing on that page. Santa Express. So cute. May seem too juvenile for you, but Tiffany and I are using this for festivity delivered in, what month are we? August. And we're not going to be featuring the DSP. We're going to use different DSP. So we'll use the stamp set, but not the DSP, which B-side, all the way. A-side, not so much. For me, a couple of them. Anyways, this is the Santa Express. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Apparently I'm too loud. This one I cannot wait to get. And look at this beautiful card. Look how these snowflakes die cut, not die. We've got sequins and oh, it's just so pretty. There's some kind of thread in here, which is awesome. Probably from the organdy ribbon, I don't know, but Joyful Flurry bundle. Cannot wait to get that one, but the budget only goes so far. You saw Sweet Gingerbread, so this was my swap. So in that pile, this would have been next. Nothing for that one yet. We've got the penguin from last year and the Merriest Moments from last year. This one I also can't wait to get, but it didn't make the list yet. Look at this. Non-traditional colors using the Leaves of Holly bundle. And the DSP is gorgeous. Look at the striped paper. The B-sides are just gorgeous. You know what? I'm going to focus on this. The paper is gorgeous. And then this die actually leaves this part loose. You can choose to adhere some of it. You can put filler behind that, or you can just leave it the way it is. But I love that one. It's next on the list. Jingle, Jingle, Jingle. This is going to be festivity delivered. I can't remember which month. This is the cutest little card. Look at those little bulbs. And you get the filler so you don't have to color them. So cute, right? Fun little fun fold. And Karina embossed with clear embossing folder. I don't know if you can see the shine to that, but so cute. Right, Linda? You get some paper for the B side. Took a while to remember to look for it. Yeah, you know what? The hardest thing is when you love both sides. Sometimes it can feel like such a tragedy to put the one side you love down. Lights Glow, another one that didn't make it yet, but will. And this is by far my favorite one for this suite. Look at all that sparkle, and then we've got a fun fold. It's all open there. And then look, Merry Christmas is the right way. You've got some room to write, and this is a substantial card. Like, while we have a gap there, it's got two mats, and then this, like, everything is double matted. Just love it. And then this is from Laura in BC. She also stamped the envelope. Love it. Here is, I don't think there's one of these Lights Aglow ones that I don't love. So this one I love because it is an unexpected fun fold. So it's got that metallic distressed paper. I'm sure I'm not saying that right. But she die cut the tree, the opening, and then popped it up. And that's so cute. And then it just kind of locks back in. And she used the fern embossing folder in the background. But I think she probably ran it through with an extra plate, because I know that when I use the fern, it's a little more detailed than that. And it's funny because on that card I showed you earlier from my 4 free cards this month, I actually did the same thing. I embossed with the fern folder and then ran it through flat to take some of that texture away. Okay, and then this is another one. This is my second favorite of this suite. Super easy, cute, fun fold. And it's funny, when I got this, I'm like, what is with that little bit of like, so saffron? What's going on there? That's the way the paper is. I was surprised when I got my DSP and started cutting it for the shares. It was like, yeah, there's a little bit of yellow in there. Maybe it's very vanilla, not like so saffron, because now that I'm holding these two together, it's very, very vanilla. Linda says she wishes they had better photos of both sides in the paper. It's hard to tell. You know what? So many times in the catalog, like looking at it here, like on my TV, it's like, okay, but it's not until you start seeing people using them that it's like, okay, gotta have it. Okay, so that was Lights Glow. I'll be getting that full suite because look, we've got these beautiful tag dies and sentiments. This Scotty one, I love this one. And look, she's used, this is Sheila Murphy. She has used the Lights Aglow die. There's one that has, I mean, this whole bundle has a bunch of dots. I'm not sure which one. Oh, there's a couple in the Brightest Glow bundle that you can just die cut a whole bunch of holes. And then she's got the Scotty. I wish we had black glimmer paper still. It's so cute, right? And look at that pretty tag. And I love how this text is like interwoven. That's a word, right? Okay, so I showed you this one with the windows. This one right here. Oh, I put that one in the wrong spot. I've got another Scotty. I love the simplicity of this one. I'm sorry about the glare. I love, this is the cottage wreath, or the gingham cottage DSP. It's a huge pack of paper. Okay, so then we have our window, and then, are you ready for this? I know you can't see the whole thing. So if you're not a pet person, like cat, dog, fish, so cute. Look at this. I know I showed this the last time I showed my swaps, but how stinking cute is this? This is some of that Santa Express DSP. It's one of the A-sides. It's one of the A-sides I like. But it's so cute, right? Look at the little rhinestone on the dog's collar, and the cat could not be more PO'd. Right, Linda, you're absolutely right. Product shares are great for that reason, because you get to try a little bit of everything, and then you get to see what you love and order more of it. And then you see some where you're like, not so much. So this is just the right amount, quarter pack. So Yeti, we've got the trees for sale, and it's too late to register for Festivity Delivered this month, but I just wanted to show you very quickly. These are my 2 cards for Festivity Delivered this month. Tiffany's got 2 great cards. Little camper, little Charlie Brown tree lot. Love, love, love. Okay, and then we've got, there's that snowflake vellum in case you missed it. So easy to miss, right? And then the gnomes. If I've got 2 gnome cards here, but in case you missed my Insta Hop on the 10th, which I think was Sunday, I will share that quickly. So fern in the background. These ones are both the gnomes cut from the DSP, and then some of that coordinating DSP. And before I forget, it's sitting right up here. So I used the Picture This dies. I stamped and colored 3 gnomes. I've got the little peekaboo guy, I've got this guy, and this girl with the braids. I just think she's so cute. die cut some grass and some mushrooms, colored the mushroom, and then I've got that Ringed with Love DSP in the background. Now, I know it's a little busy, but you can't see a whole lot of it. It really just inspired the color palette, and then nothing on the inside. Because, I mean, this could be for anything, but thrilled with how that turned out. So if you like coloring, the Kindest Gnomes is a great coloring set. If you don't, the DSP, you can die cut some of the gnomes, you can die cut the mushrooms, toadstools, whatever they are. They are great. So you saw the snowman. All bundled up is going to be a festivity delivered. So here, this is the bundle that I did. Aw, thank you. So the swap that I joined, I was actually invited by a fellow Canadian demonstrator, and it was because she saw me comment on a celebration swap in another group, and she private messaged me and said, you know, you could join this group where it's a great group of swappers. We're going to do celebration. And I mean, I had already done a swap at that point, and it was just getting so busy. I'm like, I'm just going to do the mini catalog. So I was not at all familiar with how the group worked. So I saw a certain list of products that were available, and I thought that's all we could do. Well, it turns out that's not the case. I could have picked anything from the mini. They just limit it to having 2 per stamp set. So when I saw that this one was available, I'm like, okay, I'm going to challenge myself, because it's not one that I would naturally go to. I mean, sure, it's beautiful, but so I did my swaps using that, and then realized I could have picked anything, but I challenged myself. Very proud of myself. Now, this is not mine, but is it not beautiful? Look at her coloring and this fold. I've never seen it before. Lots of room for embossing on this one. So this is Karen. I don't know how to say her last name. I'm not even going to try. But I just love this swap. So it's not going to do it justice there, but she even stamped and colored the bird on the envelope. Now you're ready to see mine. I also did 25. Oh, thank you, Paula. I'm very chatty. Usually I don't get to an hour. When I see a live stream that's an hour, I'm like, nope, not watching it. So feel free to watch just the project or just the swaps or the whole thing. Just know you can speed me up. I don't watch anything on YouTube at less than 1.5 speed because I don't have time. So I really pushed myself to the limits on this one. I've got a soft suede card base, a crumb cake matte, my very vanilla that used the birch, that amazing die. You can't see it. And then I've got some leaves that I kind of folded them and then I glued only that part, so these can actually pop up a little bit. I've got some of that natural, I don't know what it's called. I'm going to say natural ribbon. I'm not going to tell you how many of them I got through before I realized that the branch could go on the other side. I was sitting there and I'm literally hand to head. Why didn't I think about, well, one, putting it in behind there, but why do I have it all awkward like this? It could have come from the other side. So Megan, if you're still watching, this one was so much an assembly line. I die cut all of my very vanilla birch trees. I die cut all my leaves. These are actually, the birds are on watercolor paper colored with blends. There's a little bit of watercolor, like I used my aqua painter and an ink pad, but I added some detail using Stampin' Blends. All the birds looked very similar, and look, I made 25 of them. Turned out I only needed 17. So now I've got all these cards here. Not a waste, I can use them for something. Because when we go inside, before I do that, you can see I've got some splatters in the background because I didn't want it to be too bare. I've got my branch, I've got my leaves, my ribbon, my bird, and then I've added a few of the brushed, geez Louise, brushed metallic dots. So double matte on the outside, single mat on the inside. Your kindness warms my heart. Like, this could be used for anything. Well, not anything, but you know what I mean. So look how many I have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And one of them is a little bit different because I started using the leaf fall embossing folder and decided nope, that was going to be too much because I had to ink it up, and that bird looks weird to me. I googled birds. I don't remember what kind of bird it was, but I did Google it to get kind of a more realistic look, so I wasn't just like pulling a bird out of my brain. Anyways, I was thrilled with how it turned out, and it was the kind of swap where you mail each one individually. You don't mail them all to one organizer, so I put a sticker on there. I had, I put them in very vanilla envelopes. I had, you know, my long live snail mail stickers that are the shape of a snail. I actually did them where they were all like crushed curry. Overachiever. Okay, onward. So, Rustic Harvest. This one is this card here. So this is one of those maple leaves, I think. Yes. And they've stamped the sentiment on there. We've got some sunflowers. This is Chris Carmichael. And then the next one is this gathered wheat. Every year, some people have been saying that about the bird. Birds do look like that. If you get real cold in the wintertime, they kind of fluff out their feathers. Live in Winterpeg, Manitoba. So yeah, we have fat birds. And actually, when I Googled it, I Googled fat fluffy bird or something like that. They're big fat fluffy birds. Oh, Kathy, that's great. I swear I am not doing autumn this year. Every dang year I say, nope, I'm not getting autumn stuff. I'm not going to make fall cards and Halloween cards. And what do you want to bet? That's going to change. But these two stinkers sold me on this split card die. Look how stunning those look. Guess what's not available right now? There was this and a bundle. I was all set to order. Not in stock. I'm like, no. But look at this split card die. Isn't that stunning? One of my team members actually ordered it for her BOGO item, and I'm like, okay, to each their own. I didn't love it. Now I do. And maybe even more so because I can't have it. Okay, nothing for that. This one does use this maple leaf and these little helicopter-y things. And look at the stunning, distinctive imagery on that label. Okay, we're almost done. Nothing with the apple, nothing with these, but aren't these cute? Don't miss out on this die set in the annual catalog. It makes great little gift card holders. It makes little tea holders. Don't miss out on it. They're so cute and so easy. You die cut, you add 2 little pieces of adhesive, whether it be glue or tear and tape, and you're done. There was no Halloween stuff, and I don't mean to like dismiss it, but I already have this bundle because of this die. Loved it, and I already have this one, so I guess I lied. I will be making Halloween stuff, but not cards. Look at the coloring on that. Every year I make Halloween cards, and every year I end up giving them away, and it's like, why? Make treat holders up the wazoo, but not Halloween cards. So these are the 2 samples I have from the cottage wreath. There are solid dies. You can stamp them and die cut them, or you can do these 2 detailed ones. Pretty cute, huh? Linda, I love that. Helicopter-y things are maple keys. I might stick with helicopter-y things. The die was the first thing I saw in the mini. Haha, these 2 stinkers. If I love the fall harvest and Halloween cards, just owning it. Yeah, I didn't give that split card die a second thought. I ordered this bundle. The stamp set is a little boring. Haven't done anything with it, but it's got a cute little face and it's got these. It's the dies. I can't wait. This would make the cutest little advent box. It's got all the numbers. It's got dies for the numbers. So cute. Just need some time. So Ringed with Nature, I actually only have one sample using that, but I've shown you a little bit. And Joe Blackman from the UK has done some great stuff with this bundle already. Love this. Did not love it from the hop, but I love it now. Had to get the bundle, so I showed you these ones earlier. The DSP is stunning. It was so hard to cut, but just beautiful. And you can see in any colorway it's beautiful. Okay, and then the last one is, I got this, I love it. Haven't used it yet, but so the last one is using this bundle, and I got the bundle because you know me, every dang time I buy just the dies or the punch, I end up getting the stamp set later and losing my 10% discount. So this time I bought it all. I mean, you can't go wrong with these sentiments, but the dies are where it's at. You've got that little tag, you've got the gift card holder, birthday candles, balloons, mittens, hearts. The project that I'm sharing tomorrow, I used the tag and some of the hearts. I can't wait for you to see it. And then this is that sentiment set I was talking about where I used it on my 2 of the 4 cards for this month's host code. And I think that's it. Gorgeous. I have to say, this is in my 5-year anniversary is coming up at the end of this month. This is my favorite mini catalog, at least the July to December. It's my favorite July to December mini catalog in 5 years. I love it. Love, love, love it. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I know this was a really long one. If you're still here, I want to thank you for sticking around. If you have any questions about this card or anything, or you want to place an order for anything, any of the supplies I used tonight, or anything you've seen in the mini catalog or the annual catalog, I would love to be your demonstrator. So that's all. I'm going to go finish my blog post and get to cutting some ribbon for my product shares. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you next week. Bye. Oh. Glad I read that. Okay. I'm gonna, how am I gonna, I'm gonna go like, I'm just covering you up. I don't want to make you dizzy. What a great bunch of ideas, and so excited you did some cute houses. Okay. This looks like a hot mess, I know, but this is, it was a cart that I got from Amazon. I love that it's got these little hooks and that little, it's like a pegboard thing. So I've got all of my plates in there for my full size and mini. I've got my heat tool hanging there. The trays on, I can't show you. The trays there are actually empty. There's nothing in there. There might be a clear plate in the bottom one, but it ends up getting tucked in between my paper, like my cardstock and not DSP, just cardstock, and this table. It just tucks in. So I've got all my plates. It's not the prettiest machine. It's like luggage, but when I'm done, usually it would never be this far out, I just push it back in there. It leaves me just enough room to get through here if I drop something or if I need my Regals cardstock, and that's it. So I'm not going to show you that table because there's stuff on there you can't see. So thank you. We'll see you next week. Bye.